Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Flicks and Pixels, and thank you so much for checking out today's video. So the releases I'm going through with you today is, well, I'm just going to be honest with you, it is my favourite trilogy of all time, and it celebrates its 40th anniversary this year, and I couldn't be more pleased with the releases that I've got for you today. I've got 3 unboxings, 3, and they are, as you can tell from the thumbnail, these lovely Back to the Future sets right here on 4K. And I will take you through an unboxing of these in just a second. Now, when these were announced, there was a lot of talk online, to be honest. A lot of people were saying, oh, they're recycling the same old shit and, you know, repackaging it and selling it again to, you know, like a cash cow and whatever else. And yeah, to a point, they were right. However, the 35th anniversary stuff that came out, if you remember, they did that kind of that box set with the time circuits on, and inside you had those steel books and some memorabilia and stuff in there. Those were quite limited, firstly. And secondly, I wasn't that keen on the steel books, to be honest. They were okay, but I don't know, they just didn't tickle my pickle, let's put it that way. Just wasn't keen on them. I'll bring a picture of them up right now so you can have a look. I think with those steelbooks is, unless you're displaying them front on to have that the whole side of the car on display, don't think there was much point in that design, to be honest. So when these collector's editions were announced, I immediately pre-ordered them because, number one, I wanted separate editions for each film. And number two, the steelbooks looked lovely. They really did. I really liked the artwork that was on them. So, in terms of the 35th anniversary box set and everything, because I didn't like those steelbooks, I actually bought the standard 4K box set. And I've got it. It's up there on the shelf. But these ones, I really liked the artwork on the steelbooks. I really did. And like I say, I pre-ordered them straight away. Now, Back to the Future, it's my favourite trilogy of all time. I love every single film equally. I know the script from the start to the finish, from the finish to the start, back to front, you name it. I know the script for each one of these. In fact, I annoy the hell out of my kids sometimes when we're watching the Back to the Future films, because I'll be saying things before they're happening and they roll their eyes and kind of like, you know, dad's doing it again kind of thing. But I just love the Back to the Future trilogy. It's my favourite trilogy. Michael J. Fox is fantastic in it. Christopher Lloyd is fantastic in it. The whole cast, to be fair to them, they're absolutely brilliant in it. They really are. Some people have got their favourites out of the 3. Like I say, I like all 3 equally for different reasons. And yeah, I couldn't be more happy with these releases, honestly. They actually exceeded my expectations a little bit, and you'll see in the unboxing what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'm just absolutely over the moon to have them. These cost me £50 each from Zavvi. HMV were doing them for 53 each. And then I think Amazon Italy had a special price on them. Some people have bought them from Amazon Italy. I think the whole lot was coming in at about 95 quid, which is great. And I was very tempted to get the ones from Amazon Italy. However, on the J card, and I know this is a real picky thing, but on the J card, the title and everything is in Italian, and normally that wouldn't bother me, but because I love this trilogy so much, I had to have the official UK editions for this, so everything is like prim and proper with the fonts and everything. I know that sounds picky, and I know that it was a lot cheaper from Amazon Italy, and I get that, but I had to have these in this form. And I really am. I'm so pleased that I've got them. It's an amazing trilogy. Some people out there will probably say, you know, oh, Lord of the Rings or whatever else, the favourite trilogies, and that's great. That everyone's got their own favourites. This is my favourite trilogy of all time. No questions asked. I love these films. So without further ado, guys, let's get down for an unboxing. And I'll take each one and show you what's inside and show you each of the steelbooks as well separately. So, are you ready? Come on, let's go and have a look. Okay, so here we go with the Back to the Future Trilogy Collector's Edition sets. But before I go through each one of these, I'll just bring in the J cards that come attached to the back. And on each one, you do get a breakdown of what is in each edition, along with a list of your bonus features and your tech specs at the bottom as well. Same for Back to the Future 2 there. And Back to the Future 3. So we pop those to one side. And as you can see, I'm loving this artwork, I've got to be honest. But in the background of each one, you've got the clock tower from each time, which I think is a nice touch. I really like that. Right, so if we pop these two to one side for now, and then we'll bring in the first film. And as I say, I'm really liking the artwork on all of these. I really am. I love it. So you got Back to the Future written there, Marty McFly just there. And on the title itself, you can see it is spot glossed, which is lovely. Really like that. Then on the top, you do have Back to the Future written there. Again, that is spot glossed. Nothing on the bottom. Bring it round to the spine. You've got the title of the film again. That is spot glossed as well. And then on the back, you've got a picture of that famous guitar. Really nice. Really nice. So if we just take everything out of here, pop those just there. So we'll bring in the envelope first. And this is what holds all the extras. You've got Do Not Open till 1985. You've got the loose calf logo just there. On the other side, blank. So we open this up. Take everything out. And the first thing that you get is the famous sketch of the flux capacitor. Brilliant. I like that. And then we also have Save the Clock Tower leaflet that's handed out to Marty near the start of the film. Clock tower struck by lightning. Clock stopped at 10:04. Like that. Then if we spin it over, we've got what Jennifer writes on the back. I love you, and then a phone number. Yep, that's really nice. We also have the famous letter that Marty writes to Doc. Doc obviously ends up tearing this up and then puts it back together. It's really nice. And then we have the Hill Valley High School tardy slip. So anybody in the UK that doesn't know what a tardy slip is, it's basically telling the student that they've got detention, basically. You've got Marty McFly written there. Slacker. Very nice. Pop that there. You have a nice little photograph of George and Lorraine. Nothing on the back of that. And I think these are newspaper clippings. Just highlighting what happened to the clock tower. That's really nice. And then another newspaper clipping. Pharmacy's flying saucer. That's really cool as well. And the last thing in this set is, of course, that famous photograph. A little bit disappointed that this isn't the lenticular one. There is a lenticular one that you can get in other editions, where when you move it there, each character kind of disappears and then reappears. It's a shame they didn't do that with this, but it's no biggie. Very nice all the same. So that is everything that you get in the envelope for Back to the Future. pop it all back in there. And then we'll bring in the steelbook. And I love this steelbook. I think it looks great. I love the artwork on it. Really nice. So you've got Marty there, you got the DeLorean at the bottom, and then Back to the Future written just there. And there is some spot glassing on that tile just there, as you can see, which is very nice. Really like that. Yeah, love that. Bring it round to the spine. You've got Back to the Future just there. Bring it round to the back. You've got a collage of scenes from the film, which is great. If we open this up, show you the steelbook in full. There we go. Very nice, like that. Then bring it round, and you do have your discs. So you've got your 4K disc. Just there. You have your Blu-ray disc. Just there. And then, of course, you've got this brand new bonus disc with all new special features on. Just there. And that is the inside of the steelbook, which just shows an image of all the little extras that you get in that envelope, which is nice. So yeah, I really like that. So pop these discs back in here. You got your bonus disc, Blu-ray disc, and your 4K disc. So recap on that edition then. So you get your steelbook, you get all your extra goodies in there, and then you get the rigid hard case that it all comes in. Right, so we'll pop this back in here, and then we'll move on to Back to the Future 2. Right, so let's bring this in then. And here we have Back to the Future 2, and again, loving the artwork on this. I really am. So you've got the DeLorean there hovering. You've got Marty and Doc on the front in their 2015 attire. Clock tower in the background, and the title Back to the Future Part 2 just there. And again, that title is spot glossed. I'm loving this artwork. I'm loving the artwork on all three of these guys, I've got to be honest. Really nice. And then bring it to the top. You got Back to the Future Part 2. Again, spot gloss there. Nothing on the bottom. Bring it round to the spine. Back to the Future Part 2. Spot glossed again. Spin it round to the back. And there you have those chips from Biff's Tower. Yeah, really like the artwork on these. Really nice. So let's take everything out of here. Put those to one side. And we'll bring in the envelope. And this one says, do not open until 2015. And you've got the Cafe 80s logo just there. Spin this round, open it up. Take everything out. And the first thing you are greeted with is that dollar bill with Biff's face on, which is great. Really cool. Really nice. And then you get this, which is, I love this. You've probably seen this on the promotional pictures for these editions. But this is the poster for Jaws 19. This time it's really, really personal. Directed by Max Spielberg. Brilliant. And of course, that is a film that is showing at the movie theatre in Back to the Future 2. Good quality poster as well, which is good. Pop that there. And then we get a receipt for the Sports Almanac from the shop Blast from the Past. That's really cool. And then you do get a little mini Sports Almanac as well. Complete sports statistics from 1950 to 2000. You've got little receipt just there as well. And you do have some sports results in here, which is quite nice. And then that's the back just there, like that. And then newspaper clipping. Which is youth jailed, Martin McFly Jr. arrested for theft. Spin this over and it is the alternative one where it says gang jailed, hoverboard rampage destroys courthouse. Again, decent quality on that. And then we have some hoverboard concepts. These are actually like cards, like postcards almost. So that's the first one. It's that one there. If I just spin that round, there we go. The McFly boy. Got that one there. And that's the last one just there. There is nothing on the backs of these. But they have got tear strips, so you can separate them if you wish. Really good quality, those. So that is everything extras-wise that you get with the Back to the Future 2 stuff. Really like all of that. Pop these back in the envelope. Seal that up. And then we'll bring in the steelbook. And again, loving this steelbook design. Alternative artwork. You got Marty and Doc there. Back to the Future Part 2. And again, like a collage around the outside. Bring it round to the back. Again, some more shots from the film in like a collage style. And that is your spine just there. Open that up fully so you can see. Very nice. And again, the title is spot glossed on there, which is lovely. And then if we open this up, you get your 4K disc, which is that just there. And of course, you get your Blu-ray disc as well. Just there. And then on the inside, your artwork. Here's a lot of the stuff that you get included in that envelope. Yep, very nice. Just pop the discs back in here. Get your Blu-ray and your 4K. So recap then. So you get your Back to the Future 2 steelbook, the envelope with all the goodies, and again, another very nice rigid hard case to go with that. Pop these back in here. And then we move on to the next one. And let's bring in Back to the Future 3. So there we go. As you can see, that artwork pattern is carrying on. You've got the DeLorean just there, sort of modified. And then you've got the clock tower. And then the title Back to the Future Part 3 there. And then again, that is spot gloss, which is lovely. Yeah, artwork's great on these. It really is. Bring it around to the top. Back to the Future Part 3. Again, that is spot glossed. Nothing on the bottom. Round to the spine. Again, Back to the Future Part 3. Spot glossed. Bring it round to the back. And then you've got the two hats just there. Very nice. Really liking these. Okay, so let's take everything out of here then. Pop this to one side, and then we'll bring in this envelope. Do not open until 1955. Open this up. Get everything out. The first thing you're greeted with is the picture of Marty and Doc at the clock tower. Very nice. Nothing on the back. Iconic picture, that one. And then this is the letter that Marty receives from Doc when he's struck by lightning and sent back to 1885. Marty receives this in 1955. So it is the letter he receives, which is really nice. Like that. There is nothing on the back. They are blank. Very nice. And then you have a picture of that gravestone. Here lies Emmett Brown, died September 7th, 1885. Flip it over, and then you've got the alternative one with Clint Eastwood. Died September 7th, 1885. Again, previous editions, they've kind of had that as a lenticular one that kind of changes as you turn it round, but they've gone double-sided this time for that, which is fine. Pop that there. And then here. You've kind of got like almost like a storyboard, which is quite nice. That's nice. Good quality as well. Nothing on the back, it is blank. Yep, like that. You have the blueprints for the DeLorean, the flux capacitor, which is very nice. Again, really good quality on this. Nothing on the back, it is blank. That is nice. And then, similar to the hoverboards, you have some concept cards here for the DeLorean, which is very nice. Again, really good quality. And there is nothing on the back of those. So that is everything that you get in the envelope for Back to the Future 3. Pop those back in there. Seal that back up. And then we're bringing the steelbook. And again, love the steelbook design, alternative artwork. 3 main characters at the top. Back to the Future 3 just there. And again, that is spot glossed as well. It is a sort of spot glossing on the steelbooks, but it is there. Very nice. Of course, the DeLorean just at the bottom. Bring it round to the spine. You got your title. And on the back, again, another collage of images from the film. Open this up. Show the steelbook in full. Very nice. Like these. Spin it round. You've got your 4K disc. Just there. Your Blu-ray disc. Just there. And of course, you get your bonus disc as well, which is just there. And that is your inside artwork for the steelbook. Again, really nice. Really like that. So we'll pop the discs back in. Your bonus disc. Your Blu-ray. And of course, your 4K. We'll do a recap on that. So you get your steelbook for the film. Your envelope full of your goodies there. And then your rigid hard case that holds it all in. So we'll pop that back. And there we go, guys. So that is the Back to the Future Trilogy Collector's Editions on 4K in very, very nice editions, I've got to say. I love all of them. Let's go back up top. Let's talk about them. Okay, so we are back up top with Back to the Future. Back to the Future Part 2. And of course, Back to the Future Part 3. All collector's editions, all 4K. I've got to tell you, I am so pleased with these. I really am. I just think they're lovely. The rigid hard cases are great quality. The spot glossing on the title, the artwork front and back is really nice. I love the artwork on these. And the steelbooks, I absolutely love the steelbooks. I love the artwork on there, that subtle spot glossing on the title. But that artwork on those front and back looks really nice. It really does. Worth every penny for me, as far as I'm concerned. And some people out there might say, oh, you're biased because it's your favourite trilogy. Maybe I am being biased, I don't know. But I wanted separate collector's editions for each one of these films. And I just think these are lovely. I really do. In terms of the 4K transfer, they're exactly the same discs as what was previously released. However, in Back to the Future 1, you do get an additional bonus disc that's got brand new bonus features on there. I'll list them just there so you can have a look. I haven't checked them out yet, but I'm really looking forward to watching them. There's supposed to be some footage in there that's never been shown before. So I'm really looking forward to checking those out. But the 4K transfers, as I say, same discs as what's been in previous releases. I mentioned earlier I've got the standard box set. That is a standard box set there. There is no difference in the discs, the 4K discs in there. The 4K transfers, they're absolutely fantastic. They really are. Image detail is really good. HDR10, Dolby Vision. Honestly, the colours are really, really nice on these transfers. Close-up shots are really good. The close-up details are excellent. Almost to the point where you can actually see the makeup they've put on Christopher Lloyd to make him look older. It looks a bit shoddy, to be honest, sometimes, but that's how good the 4K transfers are on these. They are absolutely stunning. And with them being Dolby Atmos as well, they sound phenomenal. They really do. So overall, it's a great package. It really is. If you've already got this box set, this one here, and you're not as big as a Back to the Future fan as I am, you're not going to gain anything by getting these other than that extra bonus disc. They are exactly the same transfers. So if you're happy with this standard box set or a previous edition that you've got, there isn't really any need for you to get these. There really isn't. But for me, being the Back to the Future fan I am, I had to get these. So yeah, really pleased. But the 4K transfers, if you've never seen them, they're excellent. And this box set is still available. You can still get this as well. Reselling sites, it roughly goes for about 30, 35 quid. So if that's what you want to get, it's a bargain price, to be honest, because those 4K transfers, all three of them are absolutely fantastic. They really are. So that is all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm a bit of a Back to the Future fanboy, as you can probably tell. So, you know, I'm absolutely thrilled with these editions. I really am. I absolutely love them. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on the films, the trilogy. Have you got them on 4K already? What did you think of those previous steelbooks? Do you like them? Do you prefer these ones? Leave a comment down below. And if you did like the video today, please give it a thumbs up. I really would appreciate it. And if you would consider subscribing to the channel as well, it's absolutely free to subscribe. I don't hide any of my content behind paywalls or anything like that. It is absolutely free to subscribe. And if you did press that subscribe button, honestly, I would really appreciate it. And hopefully, I will see you again on my next video. Until then, take care.